Hello, how do I avoid buying in a downtrend? Well, let's take a look at WM as of April 30th, 2026 to analyze and answer that question. It's not that I avoid buying in a downtrend, but I avoid swing trading a stocks that has a downtrend, a downtrending, or that is downward trending. But when I'm buying stocks, I like to buy at the valley line. So for me to buy at the valley line, it needs to pull back to the valley line, coming back from the top of the mountain, going down. I want to buy at the valley line. So it's not that I'm avoiding buying in a downtrend. Like last year, for instance, I try to do that by waiting after it pull back to the valley line. I like to wait for few higher lows from the valley line. When I see few higher lows to give me a confirmation that maybe it's down going down and it's getting ready to start going up, I will make purchase. But I noticed that when I do that, I end up buying it at a higher price. So, and sometimes it might pull back down again for a while before actually taking off. So in 2026, I decided that I will choose the valley line, the support line passing by the higher lows that I'm comfortable buying it at. I'll pick those support lines, and in this instance, I have those two. If the stock pull back to those lines, I will make my purchase, and I'm just going with that strategy this year. That way I can pay the lowest price for that cycle by buying it at the support line that is going to rest on and start going up from there, knowing that if I'm buying it after it pull back, it might linger there around that area for a while. Therefore, I might be negative, sometimes positive, sometimes in that purchase until it's ready to start going up. But I'm okay with it. I like to try that strategy this year to see how it works. That way I can compare it to last year, how I buy, after two or three higher lows to see how it works. In this instance of WM, I purchased it in 2025 and I have not sold it because I'm seeing this arrow here, but I'm not seeing where I sold it yet. Although it reached all-time highest price here already though. So you'll notice that when I bought it here, I don't know if I didn't catch it on time or if I saw it later, but you notice that it pulled back and start going up before I bought it. So if we zoom a little bit, we'll notice that I traced this support line a little bit here to see the uptrending. And if I'm comparing those lows here, we have this one that is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. So I have three higher lows here, and this one is fourth, and then I made my purchase here. Thankfully, it didn't really, in fact, this area went a little bit below. So I was positive for a while and I was negative for a little bit, and then it started going up again. But this strategy is how I try to avoid buying in a downtrend. But it does not work every time. In fact, for most of my stocks that I try to apply this, it didn't really work out well. It will come back down for a while before taking off. So therefore I decided that, you know what, if I'm comfortable paying price along this line, I'm okay paying price along this line and just buy it. When it downtrend to that line, I will buy it and then just let it be in my portfolio. It might be negative for a while it's wandering around that area before it taking off. But it's more about the price that I'm comfortable paying for it, not buying it at the right spot necessarily. So that is the way I'm viewing it. That way I can take emotion out of it. So, but again, I will try to see how it work out this year. But as of this WM, If I didn't purchase it here and you ask me if I will purchase it today, my answer is no. Because again, I like to purchase it around this line, and right now is far from it. And again, we are using daily chart. We have the price on the y-axis from the $0 up, and we have the date on the s-axis from the past to the present. And right now where the price is a little bit far from where I want to buy. One second, where the price is coming from the top of the mountain, not from the valley. So therefore, I don't know if it's going to continue going up from here after resting for a while, or if it's already on its way down. And if it is on its way down and it comes down here, I could be negative in this one because I have not sold it. Currently, I'm positive in this one for the simple reason that, I bought it around here in November, and the corresponding price for that bar, I don't know how much I bought it because it's not, the arrow is not going to tell me that, but it's going to tell me when I bought it, is well below where the price is right now. So I'm positive in it, but because I didn't sell it around this area, I lost some profit in realized profit here, but I'm still positive in this purchase. But now I will be thinking about if I want to sell it, but I won't be making that decision like that. I will come back to maximum monthly chart and look at the previous cycle, which will be this to this area. And when it reached this all-time highest price, let's see, in fact, when it started here, it did it for a year before it plateaued for a year and a half. So, and then we have this one here, this cycle here, and when it reached all-time highest price here, that's when it exceeded this peak here. So when it it reached another all-time highest, the first all-time highest price for this cycle from valley land to valley land area, it did it for more than a year before it pulled back down. So it's based on those two cycles, I could say that it reached all-time highest price somewhere where it is right now. So therefore, it could rest a little bit and continue going up the way it did it somewhere here. So I will just let it be and just continue observing it. Chances are it may not come back down to this valley just yet, but it might pull back a little bit and just continue going up the way it did it here. So I will just let it be for a while and just keep an eye on it, and not sell it just yet, because there is a possibility it could create another higher lows again, since it just reaches somewhere here. So I will continue observing it, but that is how, it's not so much that I'm avoiding buying it in a downtrend, but I avoid swing trading a downward trending stocks. So you can see these stocks from here, you can see that the overall where the price is currently is way higher up than somewhere in the 90s. So therefore, this stock is uptrending. And when I know that the stock is uptrending, I can now trace my support line passing by the higher lows, bottom of the chart, and pick where I'm comfortable paying for, like, the most likely lines that is going to pull back down to before going up. The lowest is going to reach, and pick where I wanted to pay, I wanted to buy them at, and just keep observing it and make the purchase when it pull back down to it. So therefore, I will buy it when it pull back, or downtrend, when it pull back from the top of the mountain, when it's done climbing up, and it will pull back to the valley, reaching the bottom that it wants to reach, rest a little bit, and then start going up from there. I want to buy at that base of the mountain and just be there until it start going up, and then we can climb together. So I'm buying it when it downtrend technically to the valley line before it start going up, is what I'm trying to do. And so that is how I'm swing trading. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all your comments. And we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiabi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C. YouTube channel and ninasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading could be another streams of income over time. At least that's a goal. That is our financial independence goal we are trying to reach, and I just share my experience here with you. We are now in a business of swing trading or trading stocks. It's something I do in my husband and I's personal account, and I like to share my experience, my learning experience and skills here with you, if that can help you in your journey as well. So use those information at your own discretion, because I'm not a financial advisor. So thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading. For more swing trading videos in this series, please check the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you. Do you swing trade? Thank you so much for your time.